Do you ever feel like you're doing everything right, but you're still in stuck mode? You've worked so hard and you just feel like you're not getting anywhere. You're just running on this treadmill. We've all been there and done that. And I personally call that the freeze mode or the stuck zone. And what I want to share with you today in this video is 5 signs that you may be stuck in the freeze mode and how you can get out of it. And I've lived my own personal experience, so it's something that I can share with you on how to create this change today. I'll give you my own personal example. When I was self-sabotaging myself, I remember where I was driving and I had a really bad day. And at this stage, I was working on a business and I quit the business. And I didn't even, like, I knew I'd quit the business, but I didn't realize why. And then it was a few years later, I remember where I was driving. I was coming towards a T intersection. And as I was driving, it hit me loud and clear. I quit on a hard day. And this hard day was actually a pattern in my life. I would quit when it got hard. It would be way too much tension in my body and I would quit. And that was my pattern of sabotage. And when you go through this pattern, you have a very valid reason. Like I had a very valid reason when I quit. But that valid reason was what I needed to change in my life moving forward. So, the first 5 signs that you may realize about yourself is that you almost get there, but you don't quite get there. And in that time frame of almost getting there, you quit along the way, and then you don't realize it till later on that you've actually quit. And then you're like, oh, I quit on a bad day. So that's sign number one. Number two is that you may just get randomly sick for no reason, and then that detracts you from your mission, what you are doing, and the sickness takes you away. And so another sign can be that you get easily distracted. So once you've started, you've had the mission and the focus, and now you've distracted yourself and you've changed direction. And another one is what I just mentioned, I was changing direction. So first you got distracted and then that distraction made you chase something else. So that's another sign that you're in freeze mode. And the last one that I want to say is that you get an emotion like sadness, like it's taking so long and you get the anxiety and the stress that comes with it. And all these symptoms are what I like to call surface level. So we've got 2 levels. We've got one is surface level, and that's what's showing us all of this stuff. It's showing the running and changing direction and getting sick and being in the frustration. And then we've got the deeper level, which is the real root cause. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So if you're watching this video, welcome. My name is Vicky Lord, and I'm your freedom and confidence coach. I help women every day to live relaxed so that you can live life, every area of your life relaxed. And that's actually my personal mission is to live relaxed in every area of my life. And if I can help one person to relax as well, then I'm happy with that. So I want to take you through today about how to discover the real cause about why you're in freeze mode. And if you're watching this video right now, chances are you want to get out of it and you want to start to create a beautiful life that is relaxed. So the first one key that we need to realize is that we are creative beings and we can create from a place of relaxation or we can create from a place of stress. And both ways will create. It's just that one will create a life of harmony and the other one will create a life of tension. And so the goal here is to discover whether you're in a prison or whether you're in the freedom. And what I mean by that is if you were to put your hands on your heart and seek within yourself and get really honest and ask yourself, do I feel trapped right now or am I truly free? And if you have that feeling of being trapped and stuck, then that's just a sign that there's a shift that needs to happen. And so that's the first key, is getting the awareness of where you really are right now. And then we can move on and we can become clear about the symptoms that we're putting out. Being busy but not productive. I'm being busy but I'm not paying attention to what I really feel. I'm being busy but I'm not giving this life the honor that it deserves. And so once we realize the real the truth that we're not living the happiness that we want, then we can realize a pattern that's shaping in our life. And so to create this new pattern in our life, that's one of relaxation instead of stress, is we're going to create what's called a pattern interrupt. So at one stage, we're living with all these symptoms of um, being sick or almost getting there and stressing out and changing direction and, always doing anything but the goal. So with that pattern comes the feeling, and the feeling is the belief. So to create this new pattern in our life, which is the freedom and the victory, we're going to say a word which is called change. And this only comes through awareness. So when I hope this is making sense for you. So what I'm trying to get across to you is that there's the awareness that you've created this pattern in your life. Mine was that I'd quit when it got really hard, and then that pattern would self-sabotage. And then to get out of that pattern, I had to choose a new pattern that I wouldn't quit when it got hard. So, does that make sense to you today? I hope it does, that you become aware of where you are right now in any state of stress or anxiety or frustration or self-sabotage, and you realize the pattern that you run and you use the word change. I'm going to change this pattern to a new empowering pattern. And so my personal new pattern was I don't quit on a bad day anymore. I just think it through. I feel all the emotions of anger, sadness, all of it, and I don't make a decision in that emotional heightened state. Instead, I let it ride out, and then I make the informed decision with some common sense at a later stage instead of quitting when it gets really hard. Because that whole feeling of quitting when it gets really hard can be a lot of tension if you don't know how to control that. So I hope this has helped you today. And if you're looking for more inspiration on how to have the confidence so that you don't quit on a bad day, you can follow this channel, Victory and Lord, because at the top of it, I have a course called Boldly Become You, and that's designed to give you the strength to go through everyday life, having the confidence and the relaxation so that you can create from that place of peace instead of stress. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.